Hello everybody, it is Steve, your friendly neighborhood lawn gnome. Welcome back to another episode of Stats, Trends, and Picks over here on That's Comical. And if you're watching and it happens to be a Wednesday, happy new comic book day. Well everybody, we have officially reached the final month of 2024, and wow. You know, the month has just started, and I still have to say, in summation of 2024, what a year. It has been such an interesting and very not boring year for the comic book industry. You know, whether it's all of the negativity that you were hearing from the big two, or all of the excitement and high hopes for the indie comic book industry, overall, I personally had an incredible year reading all of these brand new comic books. And the numbers definitely prove it. You definitely take a look at the numbers for November of 2024, and even though it is a lower number, I really thought that there was going to be a much higher number of comics in regards to me purchasing them in November 2024, but that's just because of the fact that there was some news that Diamond Distributors is officially downsizing, so some of the books are arriving late, and I'm still waiting for some of my books. But that's the only reason why things got cut short, along with a couple of titles being postponed. But when you take a look at the numbers overall, you know, you cannot do anything but admire the fact that Image stayed strong pretty much the entire year. The indie company conglomerate on my numbers has shot up exponentially. We're now seeing a really steady 10 or more books every single month now, and that's just because of the fact that the Dark Horses, the Dynamites, the Boom Studios, they're just giving me so many things to be excited about. But I've got to tip my hat to DC Comics, because the entire year I was saying to myself, as I heard about the fact that the dawn of DC was coming to an end, and the Absolute Universe was on the way along with the DC All-In Initiative, I was like, this is it. I think I'm officially done. DC just said to me, to my face, no you're not. We've got something good for you. And they keep announcing good things. And I'm also going to say that all the titles that I have read since Absolute Power has concluded has been fun and entertaining and exciting, never boring. So that makes me happy as a comic book fan. So even though I did say that the indie comics were going to shake up the comic book world in 2024, and that Image was going to be the #1 company in the country in terms of sales, I don't know if that's going to ring true. People are still saying that Marvel is #1, and based on my numbers, I have no idea how that's possible, because I think that Marvel minus a couple of books is crap. Yeah, I'll say that to your face, they're crap. Defend it, show me what's good, because whatever you're reading, I'm sure it's not good. I said that Image was going to be the best company in the country, and as far as I'm concerned, they are. Thanks to Todd McFarlane, Jeff Johns, and Robert Kirkman. Because the Spawn universe, the Energon universe, and the Ghost Machine universe are just firing on all cylinders and hitting sales like gangbusters. Every title that is attached to those three comic creator names is awesome. I'm sorry, guys, they are. And when you take a look at the percentages, look at this. Image and DC were tied in November, over 30%. But the other conglomerate was close to 24%. And take a look at where Marvel Comics was in January, guys. 33% of my purchasing power. And that was pretty much because of what was going on with Spider-Man and X-Men, and boy did that die fast. It died so fast. And now we're getting to the last month of the year, and November showed just close to 11%. That's sad, guys. And I don't see it changing anytime soon. I mean, I read The Incredible Hulk issue 800 this past month. It was good. It just barely kept me hanging on to read the next arc in this title. Now, granted, I've got nothing against Philip Kennedy Johnson. I think he's a great writer. The Hulk has been very entertaining. but I don't know how much longer I'm going to stay with that. And the Ultimate Universe, I don't know. At this point in time, some titles I'm going to stick with, some titles definitely done with. Take a look at the graph. The proof is in the pudding, guys. Image is definitely making its mark, but DC is definitely showing its staying power. And knowing what's coming in January from DC Comics, thanks to a certain creator named Jeremy Adams, the sky is the limit. If you haven't been reading Green Lantern since Jeremy Adams took over a brand new volume, you have no idea what you are missing. He is killing it, guys. And now he's going to be writing a brand new volume of the Green Lantern Corps. And now he's going to be writing Aquaman. I mean, I hope they don't stretch him as far as they did with Joshua Williamson, because Joshua Williamson definitely made a statement saying, I need to slow down. And thanks for that, because if you're reading anything that Joshua Williamson is writing right now for DC, like his Superman run, he's doing a good job. But I'm excited for DC and Image, guys. So how did we do in terms of my predictions for November of 2024? Well, I did make a bold statement. I did say that every top pick was going to be a #1 issue. And that was right. I got that prediction right. But not all the #1s that I was expecting got the #1 slot. I was a little bit upset that I didn't go perfect in both, but there were reasons as to why. But with 4 weeks of new comic books in November, 3 of them I predicted correctly, 1 no. I said that in the first week of November of 2024, it was going to go to another brand new DC All-In title. It was going to go to the brand new JSA #1, only because of the fact that it was going to be written by Jeff Lemire. I love Jeff Lemire. Jeff Lemire has been doing so many amazing things in the indie circuit. If you haven't been reading Minor Arcana over at Boom Studios, you should. And I feel that whenever he gets a chance to write a big book from the big two, he doesn't get the amount of time to really give us a great story. Because I know his Moon Knight run was cut short at Marvel. He didn't get a chance to really do much with Constantine, Green Arrow. He's a good writer, guys. He's a great writer, as a matter of fact. But I loved JSA #1, guys, and I'm really excited for what's in store. I hope that this book has staying power, because along with this and his chance to take on one of the new Absolute titles coming in 2025, I hope DC gives him the staying power that he deserves. For the second week of November 2024, I went over to Image Comics and I gave it over to the newest book in the Energon universe, and that was Joshua Williamson's G.I. Joe #1. The 4 miniseries finally led up to this, and this book was just fun. It wasn't the best book in terms of story, but I could not put this book down because I had so much fun. And if I'm having fun, it doesn't matter if the story is stellar. And with this, and Transformers, and Void Rivals, I'm so excited for what the Energon universe has in store for us in 2025. For the third week of November of 2024, with the holidays coming around, I was excited for the brand new addition to the Ghost Machine universe, and the first in the Family Odysseys universe of Ghost Machine. And this was also Peter Tomasi's first book in the Ghost Machine universe, and it's the Rockefellers #1. So, some people really liked it, like myself. Some people were not sure what to think of it. And I think that this book has so much potential. You want to read a good Fantastic Four-like story? Don't even bother with Marvel right now by Ryan North and pick this up. But I feel that this book needs a few more issues to really get the story going. Right now, I think it's very similar to what Rook Exodus did in the first couple of issues earlier this year. Just needed to build that world, and then the story kicks in. And by the time the first story arc is over, it's going to be a book we're all never going to forget, and we're going to want to read more. But like I said earlier, you know, this is a brand new book in the Ghost Machine universe that, of course, is being created by Jeff Johns, getting all of these great names attached, writers, artists, you know. Every single book is just incredible. I didn't think I was going to love Hyde Street. And I love Hyde Street. And I love the Rockefellers too. So I highly recommend this book. For the last week of November 2024, I thought I was going to go back to the DC All-In Initiative and give it to the anticipated Justice League Unlimited by Mark Waid, art by Dan Mora, issue number 1. It was very good. I want to let everybody know. This ended up being my number 3. But it was a great book. I'm excited to where it's going, just like JSA. And along with all the other titles that are going to be very closely tied to the plot that comes after Absolute Power, I think this one is going to be fantastic. I don't think Mark Waid is going to steer us wrong. I know he said a couple of things after the 2024 election, but I don't feel that DC is going to let him fall from grace, especially with a title like JLU. But even though this didn't get to be my top pick, there was still a number 1 issue. But I think what made it even sweeter was the fact that I had a tie. One of them was a number 1, but the other one wasn't. The one that wasn't was Image Comics Feral number 8 by Tony Fleeks and Trish Forstner. This book, whoa. Feral is just amazing. It's one of my top 3 books of 2024. And I'm excited to see where this arc is going to conclude because issue number 8, this was one of the creepiest issues in this series. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but the cover alone should be prepared to give you nightmares. But the issue that was the number 1 was the brand new Second Family Odysseys edition to the Ghost Machine universe. Another title written by Peter Tomasi, and that was Hornsby and Halo number 1. So I read the tease in the Ghost Machine special. I didn't really know what to think of it, but I did say that I wanted to give every Ghost Machine title a shot, at least for one story arc. This first issue definitely has me craving more. Will I like it at the end of the arc? I have a feeling, based on what has happened in the Ghost Machine universe up until this point, that the answer is going to be yes. Because I'm already reading the second arc of Geiger, which is actually the weakest book, in my opinion, in the entire Ghost Machine universe. The second story arc of Redcoat is about to start. I am dying to hear when the new arc of Rook Exodus is going to be starting. But now we've got Hyde Street, just so good. And Family Odysseys, so excited to read more for Hornsby and Halo, as well as the Rockefellers. So that was how my November of 2024 went. How is the last month of 2024 going to fare? So I am going to be giving, for the first week of December 2024, a chance for Dick Tracy to get back to the top over at Mad Cave Studios. Issue number 6 is the start of a brand new story arc, and I loved the first arc. This book was such a treat, such a surprise in 2024. It's in my top 5 books of the year, and I am just so excited to see where this story is going to go in the next arc. For the second week of December of 2024, I'm giving it to another big surprise from 2024, and that, of course, is David Pepos, Dynamite Comics, Space Ghost, issue number 8. Dynamite is definitely turning into my favorite indie company next to Image, because all of these nostalgic titles, whether it's Space Ghost, Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Quest, Thundercats, they have all been such great reads, but Space Ghost has been the best of them all. It's my number 3 book of 2024. And knowing that David Pepos was recently tapped to write another nostalgic title over at Dynamite Comics, I cannot wait to talk about it, guys, but I'm not going to talk about it today. But Space Ghost has been so wonderful. I love this title, and I have a feeling that this book is going to end strong in 2024. For the third week of December of 2024, I am going to go over back to the DC All-In Initiative and give it to another brand new title. The New Gods number 1. Ram V is going to be writing it. He is off of his Detective Comics run, which I personally loved. And knowing that he was tapped to take on this corner of the DC universe, he couldn't be the more perfect candidate to do it. And along with Evan Cagle doing the art, I am just expecting drama. I'm expecting cosmic, supernatural. I'm expecting something epic from this book. And of course, I'm also excited to see where it is going to tie in with the total All-In Initiative storyline. But one of the few things I'm definitely going to say is it's probably going to be the closest to the big baddie that is waiting in the wings. And of course, from the DC All-In Special, we all know, that's Darkseid. And for the last week of 2024, Christmas Day. I don't know if my comic book store is going to be open on Christmas Day, but I'm going to go if it is. And I'm going to pick up Uncanny Valley, issue number 7 from Tony Fleecs over at Boom Studios. The big surprise from San Diego Comic-Con was the announcement that Uncanny Valley was not going to be stopping at issue number 6. It's now going to issue number 10. The second story arc is definitely something that I have so much intrigue around because I don't know how to feel about the end of that first story arc. It was so meta and interesting. But I'm just dying to see where this story is going to continue because Uncanny Valley was such a unique book. I know that I started talking about it a lot when it first came out and then it sort of fizzled out. But no, I was still very much invested and I'm still very much reading it. So knowing that we're going to get more to this story makes me very excited. And that's going to wrap up another Stats, Trends, and Picks, guys. And that is actually going to be the last Stats, Trends, and Picks of 2024. So I'm really hoping that you guys enjoyed these videos every month. Please put in your comments in the box below. Let me know how your November went. Was there a title that I might have missed? I'd love to have a conversation about your attitude on Marvel if you are actually reading and enjoying the titles. Because I have things to say. That conversation is far from over. I just need someone to talk about it with. And I'm looking forward to another year of Stats, Trends, and Picks with you guys. I loved where 2024 was, and I'm hoping that 2025 is just as exciting. I'm excited. I hope you are. So have a wonderful holiday season. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next one.